Boxing media is unoriginal by and large. When will they stop asking the same mundane, boring questions? Think about it. A fighter gets out of the ring after a tough 12-round fight. The only question you can ask them is who they are fighting next. As if they know, LOL. #ego. Follow me at BOXINGEGO on Twitter. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. I'm the best in the business. Subscribe to the channel. And Keith Thurman, he just fought Mario Barrios. This wasn't directed directly at the Keith Thurman fight, but just in general. That is a tweet that I put out, and I just got questions. I feel like boxing is getting watered down. We have a lot of fans who are becoming increasingly impatient and unrealistic. And I just feel it's my duty to speak on these things. So I'm gonna use some time in this video and do that. If you like the content, subscribe, all that good stuff. But Keith Thurman, I thought he looked sharp. All things considered, getting out of the ring, he was relatively unscathed. He hadn't fought in nearly 3 years, 1,100 plus days. And he fought a game guy with a lot of heart in Mario Barrios, who really has nothing to be ashamed about. But a lot of people are framing Keith Thurman as he wants no parts of Terence Crawford, and he's scared and ducking Terence Crawford because of how he answered his post-fight questions. So we're gonna take a listen to that, and then I'll be back to give more of my thoughts. Roll the clip.
Moving forward, Terence Crawford, when he was asked who he would want to fight, he has repeatedly mentioned you first, and he's obviously some free agent or whatever he is. What do you think about the possibility of making that fight as your next fight, and what do you think of it?
Well, you know, the fact that he's a free agent should make things a little bit better. Working with Bob is not fun for a lot of fighters. At the end of the day, I'm not sure. You know, you see what I'm wearing right now. You see what I'm representing. They've been asking me for a long time, where are you ranked, Keith Thurman? And I say, I don't know. One of the best fighters in the world. Who cares what rank they give me, what number they give me, what position they give me? You know, I do want to fight champions. It's I'm gonna be looking forward to getting in the ring with a champion. I want an opportunity to get a world title again. So if that's the best opportunity, I'll take it. You know, I always love great fights. I love making exciting fights in the welterweight division. But like I said, you see what I'm representing right now. So this might be the ladder that I'm climbing. We know that Errol Spence, Udenis Ugas, none of these fights would have manifested if Keith Thurman didn't lose to Manny Pacquiao. So there was a shift in matchups once when I fell out of championship status. So I had the WBA, I had the WBC, I relinquished the WBC. Nobody beat me for the WBC world title, you know. So those belts I want back in my possession. I do like the fight with Terence Crawford, but we'll just have to see what opens up, what really negotiates, how stubborn we get when it comes to what kind of split there is. You know, it's just business from here on out. I do like the fight, though. Thank you for the question.
Boom. You never know. Now, somehow, some way, boxing fans and media have twisted and contorted and done a spin job on Keith Thurman and what he just said. I let you listen to what he said post-fight. Somehow that has now been misconstrued as Keith Thurman is ducking Terence Crawford. And boxing is getting real notorious for this, and not in a good way, because I guess I'm the voice of reason. That's why I just keep to myself, put out my content, and keep it pushing, and work on the next endeavor, and try to diversify my money, and you know, just keep it moving, because I'm not understanding it. First of all, you got to understand, like I said in this tweet, this man or whoever the fighter is, these guys get out of a grueling 10, 12 rounder and they're being bombarded with a million questions about who they're fighting next at a post-fight press conference that is really intended to facilitate questions probably about the fight, you know, But now we've gotten to this space in boxing media, you know, where boxing media, they're asking unrealistic questions that are very cliche and generic, if you will, because after a person fought 12 rounds, they probably want to kiss their kid, kiss their baby on the forehead, kiss their wife or girlfriend or husband if it's a female fighter or whatever. And probably just get with their team, get back in the gym at some point, relax after a tough training camp. But we're starting to get, boxing is just starting to become the definition of insanity. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting new results. How many post-fight press conferences do we need to listen to where the question 2 seconds after they hop out of the ring after a grueling 12-rounder, Errol Spence fights Sean Porter, grueling fight, Errol Spence fights Ugas, then I can guarantee it, and you can predict this, 2 seconds later at the post-fight press conference, hey, Errol, what about Terence Crawford? Are you going to fight Terence Crawford? Keith Thurman, he ain't fought in 3 years almost. He fights Mario Barrios, tough fight, you know, to a degree, even though he dominated. 2 seconds later, hey, what about Terence Crawford? And my thing is this, I didn't see nothing wrong with the way Keith Thurman answered the question. And I said this in my tweet. Imagine working a 10-hour shift and then you walk to your car and your coworkers bombarding you with a million questions about work or work-related questions. You probably wouldn't have much to say to them. You just want to go home, you know, get a hot shower. Like I said, kiss your wife, kiss your girl, things like that. But somehow, some way, we've gotten boxing in the space of, it's not even realistic. You know, we're talking about fighters for 12 rounds beating each other's head in, and you asking them about the next person. And the thing is this, Keith Thurman was nice enough to answer the question. I didn't really see a problem with how he answered the question. He said, we got to see what happens. Everything he said was realistic. He didn't say, I won't fight Terence Crawford. He said, we got to see what happens. A lot of people don't want to work with Bob Arum, but now he's not with Bob. So maybe that fight opens up and becomes easier to facilitate. We have to wait and see. And that's valid. I mean, boxing media and boxing fans, again, they're growing unrealistic and impatient, expecting him to say, oh yeah, send me the contract. Crawford wasn't in the crowd. Crawford is not at the press conference. And ultimately, there's nothing wrong with what he said. He said, I like the fight, but you see me, I got the WBC belt on right now. He had the little WBC necklace or whatever. And he said, I enjoyed being the champion. And Errol Spence Ugas, that's a path that we might be on. And again, there's nothing wrong with Keith Thurman saying this because this is realistic. He is aligned with the big boys. He is aligned with the side that can facilitate easy fights. I don't know about him, but Errol Spence has been in the past pushing for the fight with Keith Thurman, and now Keith Thurman is no longer a champion. So he's trying to cash in and get those championship level fights, and it's the easier fight to facilitate. The only obstacle is Errol Spence. Errol Spence said that, you know, for the way Keith Thurman fronted on him, he don't want to give Keith Thurman the opportunity. But I think we just got to improve boxing, the line of questioning, really start looking at these fighters as pro athletes and just humanize the experience more. A lot of people, they're not realistic. Like I said, just imagine you work a tough 8-hour, 10-hour day, and then people in the parking lot as you're walking to your car and they keep asking you about work. You probably be like, shut the F up. You know what I mean? And then they try to flip your words like Keith Thurman. And after asking the question about Keith Thurman, because he didn't say the answer you wanted him to say, then boxing fans and boxing media trying to spin it like he's afraid or he's ducking. There's nothing. Again, if you don't believe me, rewind this track and picture me rolling. Just listen to the video. I played the audio for you from the post-fight press conference. There's nothing Keith Thurman said that's even remotely close to ducking or I want no parts of Terence Crawford. Again, boxing fans are being unreasonable and irrational and expecting fighters to have everything mapped out after they just got out of another fight. And the point blank period of it is we really don't even know Terence Crawford is doing the lawsuit. We really don't even know what. Dang, that's a nasty shot. We really don't know who he teams up with, who he's gonna sign to, what his situation is. He might have a fight lined up just to stay busy. Who knows? We don't know really much. Keith Thurman don't know what Terence Crawford's next move is. So I feel like boxing has to get realistic, and I think that's the part of my job that I don't enjoy in the social media is making it worse and worse, because it's opening the floodgates for more and more opinions, and some of y'all opinions don't really amount to a hill of beans. It's not realistic, and we gotta wait and see. The man just fought 12 rounds. How's he gonna know who knows what Crawford, like I keep saying, who knows what Crawford's even doing for his next fight? I mean, you tell me, how are you gonna make plans? There's no contract. You have to negotiate with your team, with Crawford's people, if anything. But people in boxing, they keep trying their best to play pin the tail on the donkey, and the term cherry pick and rated and terms like ducking, they're becoming so loose. People are so loose lipped, and it's like people are almost waiting for you to even say anything on camera so they can have that aha moment and accuse you of ducking. Listen, there's some real life ducking going on in boxing in certain situations, but other situations such as this, I don't even see it being the case. And there's nothing that Keith Thurman even said that was inaccurate. We have to see. We'd have to get parties together and see what the splits are and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, that's a real life situation. Terence Crawford said he wanted 60-40 with Errol Spence, so they do got to crunch numbers. You know what I mean? They definitely got to crunch numbers to see what's popping with a fight like this. And if it's not realistic, then I highly doubt that the Keith Thurman fight will happen next if Terence Crawford's side isn't realistic. But again, they have to crunch numbers. So in that event, Errol Spence and Ugas winner would probably be more likely, because it's an in-house fight, easy to facilitate. This stuff is not rocket science, but again, people are waiting for these aha, I got you moments to suggest that everybody's ducking and afraid of this. Keith Thurman conducted himself like a warrior. Let's give respect where respect is due. It's my thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. I'm the best in the business, and I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.